Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to This Week in Bullshit. I am your host, Proper Jeremy, and oh boy, do we have a lot of bullshit to cover. And speaking of bullshit, let's start from the grassroots. Black Angus, tell us about your channel, man. What's up?
Yeah, I cover film philosophy in the NFL. I like to get Comicsgate gay, and yeah, just head on over. Have a great time.
Make Comicsgate gay again. Indeed. I'm sure they're gonna all appreciate that. Also, another fellow Ohioan, Hoff Solo. Hoff, what is up, man?
Hey, buddy. You're not in Ohio.
First time, first time on the channel.
Oh, is it? Is it really?
I think so.
We've streamed a lot before, but yeah, I don't think I'm actually ever been on your show. So thank you for having me, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely. And of course,
Jeremy,
I wouldn't
proper
forget.
Jeremy feigns importance. I said proper Jeremy feigns importance by keeping access to his channel exclusive.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Anyways, someone who just put out a new video today and has a better intro than I do because I don't have intros on my videos. Miss Sarcastic Nerd.
I didn't even get to say anything about my channel.
Better known as Miss. Oh wait, you weren't done yet.
I didn't get to say anything about my channel. I just said, hey.
I thought you were done.
It's okay. I could be introduced twice.
Well, yeah, I'll introduce you a second time. Is that
not that important, but
no.
left me hanging there. Yeah, I do a podcast. Got a new show with It's a Vase Productions. We just did yesterday called The Weekly Showcase. It's fun. I just do some videos on movies from time to time as well. But yeah, check out the podcast most importantly because that's my baby. And yeah, thanks again for having me on, Proper.
Yeah,
now you can go to Miss there.
Well, thank you. It is my channel, so I should do what I do. No, all right. Yeah, so thank you for sharing. Miss, go ahead.
I'm a sarcastic nerd, but everyone calls me Miss because it's easier. The video that I released was actually released yesterday, not today. So don't get all excited yet. I will hopefully be doing more videos. It was really fun to make the one that I made last. It was about Finn. If you want to go check it out, I'm pretty awesome. So
the potential for FN2187.
Yes, the potential.
Yes.
Of
there was a lot of potential there. Speaking of potential, let's talk about this breaking news that we have. Well, maybe not so breaking, but it did come out earlier today, very early today. Mark Hamill hopes that he is done with Star Wars after the rise of Skywalker and has confirmed that he's returning as a Force Ghost. Now, what makes this very interesting is it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And real quick, I am just going to take this out. I'm going to go on the speaker. I'm going to present myself to you. And I'm going to show you all the clip that I am referring to. Yes, I have a lot of tabs open. So I'm going to real quick play this clip for all of you. And you can all, everyone on the panel, everyone in the chat can tell us how you feel about this. So without further ado, here we go. That didn't work. All right. So, all right. That's good.
Really going to be your last Star Wars appearance? I sure hope so. Why? Well, because, I mean, I had closure in the last one. I mean, the fact that I'm involved in any capacity is only because of that peculiar aspect of the Star Wars mythology where if you're a Jedi, you get to come back, make a curtain call as a Force Ghost.
Yep. All right, so that's something that he was promoting. I believe that was his film. We're calling it his film, but Child's Play. So I would just like to get everyone's raw reaction to that. If you haven't seen that already, we're going to start out with Hoff. Hoff, do you detect any sort of cynicism? I mean, what was your initial, like, was it just a joke? Like, what was your interpretation of his response?
Well, first of all, I kind of breathed a sigh of relief there because if they're going to use Mark Hamill and they're going to do him dirty like they did in The Last Jedi, it's better off without him. Let's not tarnish his name anymore. But yeah, it seems like he made a decision after filming like this last movie in his contract, most likely, where he wasn't happy with it, as we've all seen those videos of him, kind of doing backhanded comments about Rian Johnson and whatnot. So I think he was just basically saying, yeah, I'm done. I'm going to do other stuff. It's played out anyway. And maybe he just doesn't want to be affiliated. That's what I took from it. I don't want to read in too much, but.
No, not at all. Miss?
I like someone commented at the bottom of it that I saw. They wrote that they broke his spirit, and I think that's exactly what happened. He tried to fight for what he thought was wrong, and he's finally reached a point where he's like, you know what, fuck this, I'm done.
Right. Well, who said that?
It was just a comment below the video. I couldn't tell you.
Oh, below the video. Oh, right
Yeah.
below it. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like somebody said in the comments.
Oh no.
Okay. All right. Angus?
Yeah, I'm one of the few people, probably the only person in the Fandoms that thinks Mark Hamill is a huge hack when it comes to Twitter and his sentiment with Star Wars. Now, the sentiment about Carrie Fisher or Han isn't genuine, but I find him disingenuous where he wants to, sure, he probably signed a three film contract or something, but I think, more so than Tom Brady or some like huge sports figure for a team that the team's centered around, Mark Hamill had Star Wars by the balls, and all he fought for was a C-3PO scene. I think The Last Jedi is partially his fault, and he knows fan sentiment, so he's using that to his advantage for more publicity, because besides voice acting, he's not really a known actor besides Luke Skywalker. So I just think he's kind of a hack about all this. He's like, oh, I just want to be done with this. Like, you're part to blame.
Do you, I mean, well, I would disagree with that slightly. I don't think he's a hack, more or less, more so than he is. If we're gonna go that route based on what you have said, I would probably label him more as not an apologist, but somebody who's very go with the flow, somebody who's not very confrontational. Not somebody who's just going to outright say no to most things. I'm pretty sure that there was probably a contract that was involved from The Force Awakens that he had to sign before the script even was made. But I understand but I also understand, it seems the message that I'm receiving from that is that he's not necessarily, like he's kind of held to a certain standard, but he could also be that guy, especially after they filmed The Force Awakens, after that ending, knowing what happens in The Last Jedi, he could have also been like, well, you know what, you're screwed without me.
Yeah, exactly. He could have non-disclosure agreements for the trilogy deal that he probably signed. He could have never disclosed anything, and before The Last Jedi, general fandom would have been behind him if he's like, hey, this script is not for fans. I'm going to hold out until they fix it or get a new guy to write it. Everyone would have been on his side before The Last Jedi. Now you have this political divide after The Last Jedi. It's reflected in Star Wars, where those people are like, fuck you, Mark Hamill, you're an old white man, it's not your movie anymore. Like the whole catalyst was him, okay, and that's why I think he could have filled out without disclosing anything to the public, detail wise, and with him like, oh, I hope I'm done. It's like, well, you don't have to sign for another movie, dumbass. Like, it's your choice if you come back on your part if you're interested. So I'm just like, this is a non-issue to me.
Okay. All right. Well, hearing all of that, and I'm just going to throw in my 2 cents. I honestly don't really think too much into this. I already knew he was going to be a Force ghost. It was pretty obvious. We didn't need confirmation of that. But from any off chance that somebody was saying that he joined the nudist colony, because his hand didn't clamp down or something like, but actually that was him. But people who had any sort of unrealistic hope that he was going to come back, forget it. No.
Does this confirm that either Rey or Kylo are the Skywalker in the title then?
There have been rumors that, and this is something that we discussed.
I mean, I know
me and everyone who was at the Star Wars Celebration panel for Episode 9, that there was there might be another name for Jedi, and they're going to call them Skywalker. So the rise of
I heard that too.
Skywalker, yeah. So like making that, not like there isn't the word Jedis. Jedis does not exist. Skywalkers does, but now it's going to be kind of like Jedi. It's going to be Skywalker. You're a Skywalker now. It's going to be synonymous to that.
That's dumb.
Jedi was plural, like dice. You don't say dices. You say dice.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's just like one of those words you don't.
Moose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Moose
PJ.
are like tiny moose.
Hey, PJ.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add, because I know a lot of people get triggered in the Phantom Menace about saying anything about Mark Hamill. But look at all the flack that Lucas has taken. I just be fair in your criticism. If you want to criticize Lucas for the prequels or mismanaging it or selling it, just throwing his hands up. It's like look at Mark Hamill. He clearly, to some degree, regrets going along with this shit, and now to me, it's like he's having his cake and eating it too. And so it's like, don't hold him above criticism is my point with this. Is like, don't think he's just some poor little puppy kicked. It's like he's gone along with this. Now he's reaping the benefits of it.
Right. Well, all right. Well, no, I completely understand that. I do think that he is a bit resentful of everything, and I'm sure at the time he, in some ways, is not so much regretful, because I don't think he dwells all that much. Frankly, he has other things to worry about at this point. I think he's just done. That's why he didn't even show up to Celebration this year, which kind of sucked, because compared to the last one you had, like, everyone was there. But now it's just like, okay, like, not even Mark Hamill is there. Like, Adam Driver isn't there. Harrison Ford is gone. George is gone. It just felt empty in that way. But anyways, I'm gonna, first up, before I forget, I'm going to acknowledge everyone who's in the chat. Mary Mayhem is here. Bam! Rookie Critic says boom in response. Gentleman Abu Nas is here and said, I was told that there was a new cool show to check out. Oh, yes, there is. Welcome to This Week in Bullshit. We also have Mad Mitch. What is up, Mad Mitch? And Vanilla TV, what is up? Very nice to see you here. Orange Hat Reviews. How long till you can change your name back proper? That's going to be a little bit, like in a couple weeks. So, but I might, delay just so, not by too much, but only because I'm on vacation and everything, and it just kind of coincides with that. And I want to be able to give the time to have, a proper ceremony, if you will. Hoff is here. Cool. Yeah, Mara Jade's here. What is up? We don't rate. I don't know who we're rating here. And the Red Gaze is here. What is up, Red Gaze? DVD reviews. Good day, everyone. Gotta work, so just dropping a like and a wave. Have an awesome stream. Well, thank you, Stevie J. And it was great to have you on last week. Pop Culture PB is here. What's up? Michael Brent is here. At least he's not giving up the Joker. Yeah, he does a fantastic Joker. He does a fantastic Joker, probably one of the best that ever was. Absolutely, and I'm pretty sure everyone in this panel would agree, especially in the animation department in terms of a voiceover. John Matrix is here. You were in my last video. Hopefully you don't mind. What's up, man? I linked everyone to your channel in the last one. Yeah, that was really an inspiration for that. So thank you for making that video. And looks like you were right after all. So yeah. Okay, so we're going to keep on going. Mary is being an awesome mod here. Thank you, Mary. Thomas Gilkey is here as well. Thomas, you are an interesting human. And we love you, and we love you. If you weren't interesting, you'd be boring. So Echo Base Network is here. I do not blame Hamill for being done with Star Wars at all. Yeah, I don't think anybody does, except for Angus. He has a different opinion, but that's okay. We've all heard it.
Some hot takes.
Yeah, no, and that's what the fandom is about: different opinions, and you know, if we can't deal with somebody like, oh no, having a different opinion, like how are we even going to talk to each other?
I totally haven't blocked Angus or anything. No.
Thomas says you're a horrible human being. Thank you, Thomas. You're welcome. It's a Trap is here, and he's talking to you, Hoff. He's saying hello to you. Did not say anything to me at all. William is here, and he says he disagrees with Black Angus. Yes, again, we all can disagree and stuff, and it's okay. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. It's okay to be wrong. Kiri is here. Love you guys. We know. Anyways, whoops. Anyways, let's get to the next. Topic. So, another thing that happened that I'd like to get everyone's opinion on is this very interesting story that we're going to get into. This is more of the Star Trek news, but it's okay to everybody who's not familiar with Star Trek or the Next Generation.
I will speak for you.
No, you won't have to because this pretty much is universal. This Star Trek alum, Marina Sirtis, says that that a Star Trek fan does not equal a Republican. It doesn't. And she played Consular Deanna Troi in The Next Generation for Tom Insurrection and Star Trek Nemesis. Yuck. And this is the quotes that she had to say. Her voice is Queen. Oh my God. Do I have to be reminded of? Anyways, this is what she had to say about not living in America anymore. This is somebody who's like very politically outspoken and somebody who's being interviewed for. I don't even know what she's being interviewed for, but all it's about is just this whole thing. I guess it's her upcoming play that deals with. Okay, cool. I don't know what this has to do with the play, but this is what she had to say about not living in America. I have to be honest, I miss it, despite the fact that the weather is so much better in LA, because LA is not America, everyone. I'm really homesick and thinking seriously about coming back since the election. I don't think I can live in the America Trump has created. I really don't. About living in Cali, we're the one state, just the one state that is defying him, but I travel a lot, so I come out of the bubble. When I go to other places, my heart sinks. My fellow cast members are always telling me off for being political in places where they wouldn't advise, like Georgia. Yes, because Atlanta, Georgia is a hotspot for these kind of things. For filming recently, it's kind of like become the second Hollywood. She continues, Mariana, you can't say that we're in Atlanta. I'd be like, yeah, but this is where I have to say it. I have to say things in places where they possibly don't agree with me in a way that makes them think about something. And she's talking about Star Trek, you cannot be a Republican. This is the quote. You feel like saying, did you watch the show? Because you are saying the exact opposite of what the show represents. It's an oxymoron. A Star Trek fan does not equal a Republican. It doesn't. The people who I hear from on social media, I don't get how they can be huge fans of the show and my character and think the way that they do.
Now can I say something?
Brexit, but she's outspoken. Oh God, it makes me sick. Anyways, that is something. I'm sure you all have plenty of thoughts on that.
Uh-huh.
If you want to, first off, if you're in the chat, just at me, at Proper Jenny at the moment, before I get the name changed. Then you can have your chat read. If not, that's cool too. I'll try to try to read it anyways. But anyways, Miss, you had a lot to say about that. Would it be okay if we saved you for last?
Sure.
You have the you have the final say in all this.
Okay. I'm trying not to explode.
Yes. Just hold it in. You'll be fine. Because you're the one who's going to be really talking about this. So, anyways, Oh yes, of course. I have to invite Spartan Jeremy in here because he is a big Star Trek fan, and I believe I did say that he can come on this week, so I'm going to add him as well. He is essentially my co-host on the Council of Jeremys. He's been on every single one of them, and here you go, man. Here's the link.
Make the panel more diverse.
Be in here in a second. So first, I want to get Angus because we went with you last time.
Okay, yeah. I'm not huge in Star Trek. After Last Jedi, I actually gave the films a chance, and I really like them. So I need to watch the last 5 of the original 10. And seeing that, getting I think a good idea of the general gist of the show. It clearly has, socialist utopian ideas from Roddenberry of what we could be, and that's just the thing. It's a fantasy. So when you say you're a Star Trek fan, you think this politically, that's the oxymoron because you're talking about a fantasy with an ideal of humanity coalesced together that will never happen. Even with an alien invasion, you're going to have different factions say we should deal with the aliens this way, or we should deal with them that way, etc. We should deal with space travel like Star Trek this way or that way. It's just that it's a fantasy. You're never going to get cohesion like this, much less interspecial across the galaxy. So I think that's the idiocy behind it. And it just shows to show you Trump derangement. And they talk about Trump's America like he's made this America. It's like, no, he's a torchbearer for the time being, at least for 4 years, probably 8.
Maybe
get over it
if they're not smart. Oh, you were done. You were finished. Yeah. Oh, well, allow me to retort. Just to quote Pulp Fiction for a second, but I will say that it's very obvious that some people are just going to have these very firm opinions, and you just can't seem to really reason with them in some regard. Absolutely, and
yeah, I guess if I was going to add anything, it's like, do you think people really live if they're engaged politically? Do you think they base their politics off of fiction? And now I'm not saying that certain fiction, especially 1984 or something can't affect a large worldview of stuff and hesitance to something. I'm not discrediting fiction at all, and that it can be an allegory to live by. But in general, it's like if you're basing your politics or trying to guilt people, or it's like you're a fan of the show I was in, you're not really a fan if you're voting this way. It's just it's another groupthink guilt technique.
Go ahead, Miss. You can chime in with
it's just when you're talking about people don't base their political opinions around shows. The thing is about Star Trek was like Twilight Zone. It was there's certain shows that have messages to them that you're supposed to take away from, and that's sort of the difference. You shouldn't base your political opinions around shows, no, but there is things to take away from the episodes in Star Trek when you watch them, and they do talk about moral issues in our world, but they use futuristic situations, and that's why the show's cool. I'll go into it more when it's my turn, but still.
Okay, Hoff?
Oh yeah, I don't watch Star Trek really. I don't know much about it, but I've never heard of it as being like owned by the left or Democrats or anything like that. I've never heard that before. I think this woman is generalizing a lot, like a lot of people in Hollywood who are out of touch do. Yeah, apparently, does she live in London now? Is that what it said?
Yeah.
She can stay there if she wants. That's fine with me. And I just think it's just that same kind of attitude a lot of people have where they just go crazy because they're so infuriated with the other side of the aisle when it comes to politics, and they just end up saying really stupid things like this lady has. And you can't really pick your fans. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like, and trying to discount people who do enjoy your show and just kind of like throw them under the rug just because they see things in a different way. I think that's just really closed-minded way of thinking and kind of separating people in your life and in the world. So I think this woman's out of her mind, and I hope that's the last I hear of her.
Well, it's the first I'm hearing of her, probably the last. To be fair,
So I have no idea who she is really. So.
I haven't really been following Star Trek for all that long at all. So now, so it's all. We have a new person here, Spartan Jeremy. What is
Hello, I'm finally here. Took a while.
So before
you said it started at midnight. This is 1 o'clock in the morning for me.
No, it was it was supposed to be at 1. I didn't say it would be at midnight. I said it'd be roughly at midnight last week. Last week it was at midnight.
Oh, well.
This week it's at 1 in the morning, and it'll probably continue to be that way. But you're here, so
Radio.
nice
I'm here now. Yes, hello.
Doing good?
I'm good. I'm busy as usual.
Would you like
I heard
to
you
give a
talking
brief,
Star Trek without me, and I figured I had to comment
Well, would you like
because
to
I feel
give a
like
brief
I
introduction
feel you're
and
out
then
of your
talk about
element and
Star
should
Trek?
probably
Is that
sit
all right?
down so that the experts can talk.
Perhaps. But anyways, first and foremost, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody who's not familiar. By the way, speaking of Jeremy, Stone Cold Jeremy's in the chat. What's up, man? I see you, man. Like to ask him how that what he thinks about the OJ Simpson account.
Oh my god.
It's pretty. It was pretty funny. But anyways, Spartan. Let's just have a brief introduction and your thoughts on the situation.
Right. Well, first and foremost, I am Spartan Jeremy because mainly Halo is my primary passion when dealing in fandom. But then whenever a Star Trek comes up, I go and I instantly think, oh yeah, that is actually my favorite thing because it's been with me the longest. So I'm kind of torn as to whether I should be Spartan Jeremy or Star Trek Jeremy right now.
Is that going to be your final form?
It's never going to end. But yeah, I'm the normal British asshole, the other one, because I'm apparently not the best one. But that's fine.
That's okay. It's you can be the British asshole. Why not?
And I have a say whenever I'm allowed to speak, and even when I'm not.
I'm not going to guarantee that. Just saying. Go on.
As for this whole situation, Star Trek has always been an ideal. It's always been the story of we're not perfect, but if we try, we can be better than what we are now. A part of that message includes being tolerant to everyone, whether we understand them or not.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the message she's putting forward here isn't the same message that the show she is probably the most famous for tried to instill in multiple generations of people.
Right.
But sadly, of course, you can take the actor out of Hollywood, but you can't take the Hollywood out of the actor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Anybody have a rebuttal for that?
I'm just
Rebuttal.
excited to see what Miss says. She seems real eager, like a bull at the gate.
I'm seething.
Yeah, that's why I would like to. Spartan, if you had anything else, say your piece,
Me?
or forever hold it in.
Unleash the Miss.
Me? Him? Yeah.
Probably nothing that's relevant to this conversation right at the minute. Except that, yes, Gary North is correct. The Orville is the new Star Trek.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'd argue that it's even better than some...
Seth MacFarlane actually tweeted at Nerdrotic, Gary, saying, you heard about this, obviously. I mean, this is incredible. If I could share this real quick, and then we will get, of course, to Mrs. comments that we've been so...
what if we just never get to her?
He's just trying to
keep
torture
putting
me.
it off.
This is the last thing I will do, last thing that I will show to everybody. Yes, this is real. This is real for people who
like,
don't know.
Abu Nas.
Hopefully I don't burst into flames proper.
No, Gentleman Abu Nas was here. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, to be completely honest, I wouldn't say I'm completely right, but I would argue that the Orville is better in many ways to what Star Trek The Next Generation was. Just as a side note to that, while we're talking about the Orville.
Did he delete it? Oh, shit. Oh, my God, he might have deleted it.
He probably got scared because Doomcock was complaining that he wasn't thanked as well.
Are you serious?
No,
Well, you don't want to upset Lord Doomcock.
Is that it? Like,
I saw
seriously?
you pass
It's
it.
gone.
I saw you pass it. I swear to God, I saw something that looked like Audic at the end.
Did I miss it? No. Okay, there we are. It was so
There.
tiny. Okay, there we are. Nerdrotic. Yep, Nerdrotic. You see Gary here.
That's awesome.
Thanks for all the Orville love. So yeah, there's your. Thank you for the amazing show. A lot of love and support from people in the community and everywhere else. Yeah, even Snoopy. So yeah, there's a little the bright spot in this week in bullshit. One of them. So anyways, I'm gonna pass this on to Miss, and I'm gonna mute myself and let you roll.
Hold on a second. I got one more thing. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I'm gonna kill you.
Don't test me, Hoff. Don't test me.
Jesus.
Don't test Miss. Anyways.
Oh, anger. I'm full of rage. That woman. I love how she's like, you clearly haven't seen the show. She hasn't seen the damn show. She has no idea what she's talking about. And I think she's completely out of line to use her connection to Star Trek to try to get people to agree with her politically. Her having political opinions that she believes is right does not mean that she's all in the way with Star Trek and how they work things. And I think she's just the most self-absorbed pain in the ass that I've ever seen, and I'm absolutely disappointed in her for saying stuff like that. She is not on the moral high ground because she doesn't like Trump. Being someone who doesn't like Trump does not make you this amazing person that it's ridiculous not to agree with you. And Star Trek isn't about hate. Star Trek isn't about hating one person and wanting to take down one person and calling someone Hitler because you disagree with what they believe in politically. That's not what Star Trek is, and she clearly hasn't ever watched her show ever and doesn't know what it's about. And she can't use her connection to us fans to try and guilt trip her fans into believing what she believes. It pisses me off to so much degree that any person, even when Mark Hamill does it, to use your ability to talk to a bunch of people because you're famous, to talk about what you believe politically, to make people agree with you, is unfair and an abuse of your power. She's abusing her power as a Star Trek actress, and I really hope that she shuts up after this. She needs to shut up. I'm shaking on it.
Wasn't part of Star Trek like with Spock and his father? Wasn't part of it like most of the Vulcans thought poorly, if at all, of humans and humanity, and that's like the struggle of Spock is finding something from humanity that is more valuable than being Vulcan.
Star Trek is a place. The first Star Trek with Spock and all them had the most diverse cast, and it wasn't in our faces. It was even hard for the actors to get along with each other because of the time that it was made in. But the message of the whole thing isn't about this one way of doing things. It's about the differences between everybody and how they can work together and how they can try and look past everyone's differences and not use your power to be what she's being right now. I hate that she's doing that. I hate that she said any of that. She had no right to do that. Ugh. Star Trek is not about that, and she has it completely wrong, and it was insulting of her to suggest that her fans don't know what Star Trek's about just because they don't agree with her politically.
It is absolutely absurd, and so absurd. Just because one person has a different opinion than you, that means obviously all the other opinions are useless, and they are not worth even mentioning. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
She abused her position. That's what bothered me the most.
A lot of people do, a lot of celebrities do tend to use their platform for whatever political beliefs that they have at the time, especially when they get older.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you need to look out. That's when they're becoming irrelevant, is when they start spewing political things. I don't remember the last time Jake Gyllenhaal spewed his politics when being interviewed for a movie, unless it was politically driven.
Mark Hamill does that quite a bit.
He's actually working and promoting movies instead of spouting political opinions on Twitter. I could be proven wrong, but is what it is. So I'm going to take a moment to read the chat a little bit. Spartan, did you have to say something before I move to that?
At the end of the day, we're all people. We don't always have to get along, but so long as we treat each other with respect, we can all live peacefully in the universe.
I can agree with that 100%. Anybody who disagrees,
go away. That's the message that Deanna Troi is trying to get out to you.
Well,
I mean, we're not going to harass you. Just
we will criticize your opinions. Say you're wrong.
She could have said that though. She could have said her opinions however she'd like. It's the fact that she said, well, "Have you seen Star Trek?" That's not. How can you be a Star Trek fan and not agree with me? That is what I'm mad at. Yeah, she can not like Trump all she likes. She can scream from the rooftops how much she hates Trump, but she can't say that her fans aren't real fans because they don't agree with her.
Yeah, just blatant immaturity. Blatant immaturity to the fullest extent. Absolutely. And I'm getting to the chat. Thomas Gilkey says, okay, it's on proper. The war begins. I have a war with Miss and PB. Now with you. Haters gonna hate. Hate. LOL. You actually misquoted that. It's supposed to be hate. Thank you very much. That's going to make him very happy. But he's at war with both of us, Miss. So guess we got to team up.
Okay, yeah, I would do that, but I'm far away.
All right, good. You fisted. Okay, cool. That means it's official. What?
Fist bump.
That doesn't make it any better now. Any whoosies. Barton says, heard you talking Star Trek without me, punk.
Well, it got your attention, didn't it?
Is that so? Well, you're here now.
It got your attention, didn't it?
Yes. Mary says, proper Jeremy, surprisingly more masculine than you thought. Say it. I just did. Stone Cold Jeremy said, she actually has been saying that, like, she said it like 3 times or 4 or 5.
What, that you look more masculine?
To say, surprisingly more masculine than you thought.
Oh.
I guess, like with the wink. I don't know. Stone Cold Jeremy says, proper, since when is only one political party allowed to like something and no one else can like it? Never. Just according to some people on a certain political party that we won't mention. Yes, Mary, I saw that. Saw it again. Creepy Little Book is here. He says opinions are toxic. Yes, opinions are toxic. And how dare you speak the way of Raising Cane's? How dare you allow how dare you allow your panelists to speak in the way that they do about Raising Cane's? It's the greatest place ever.
Raising Cane's is subpar, dude. All they
oh
use
my
is
god,
dipping,
they would love you.
their special dipping sauce. It's fucking Thousand Island, dude. That's all it is.
Thousand Island.
All while I'm here, actually, all I'm going to say is
he left just because. Everyone, by the way, go subscribe to Pete's channel. I'm gonna put his link right here before it's too late. All right, there we go. Go subscribe to Pete. Creepy Little Book, pretty cool. He's almost at 30,000 subs, so let's get him there. Anyways, you were talking about subpar dipping sauce. Now this is some bullshit. Go ahead.
That's delicious, man. That's delicious.
Oh yeah, thank you. Well, Hoff, what do you think about Cane's?
I love it, man. The chicken is always like juicy. It's never dry. I like that. And it's got that nice Texas toast. And then you can put a little, take a piece of chicken off there and put it on that Texas toast and you dip it in that dip and you're in heaven, boy.
You can
I clearly need to go to Cane's.
You can get the chicken sandwich too, but then again, what's the point?
I usually get
the toast.
Miss, save your time.
Chicken, what you picking?
Hot chicken,
your own fried
chicken,
chicken
picking.
And squeeze some Thousand Island on it, and there you have something better than Cane's. Yeah, I assume, given where I'm at in Ohio, it's loved by white people, and white people have bad taste in chicken. I'm sorry. That's where white people in general are very defective. Is in their taste in chicken.
The thing is, I love all chicken. Yeah, good chicken or bad chicken. So maybe that's why. But yeah, I
hate
eating chicken.
Very picky about chicken strips.
Well, what's the best, Black Angus? What's the best?
Before Angus says that, the Senate says Popeyes has the best chicken. All of y'all who say otherwise are toxic.
I love Popeyes too. I love Popeyes as well.
I have nothing against Popeyes at all.
I'm very picky about food, and I don't like chicken with bones in it. I just like the breast.
What? Ew, breast.
It's gross. Sorry.
No, it's all about the legs. It's all about the thighs. It's all about that dark meat.
that was pretty good. Anyways, Mary says, y'all, you've all yet to try my epic chicken.
To be honest, when if I ever eat anything, I cook it myself. I can never go out to eat.
Well, not when you have restaurants like Nando's. Disgusting, despicable places.
I don't know. It's just I don't know why. There's just something about going out and eating around other people that bothers me.
Where do you live?
Maybe you're just self-conscious about the way you eat. Anyways,
I agree with him. I agree with him. Eating in public is kind of weird because it's kind of something that you're doing, and like it's hard to talk while doing it. It's rude to talk and eat at the same time, and then like you're just chewing stuff and swallowing, and you know what's going to happen to that food later. So it's just kind of weird, you know.
I couldn't go to a restaurant alone. I wouldn't go alone. I'd go with a friend or my family. I couldn't go by myself to a restaurant.
What about a movie?
A movie I could go by myself.
Wow, a rare woman there. Someone snag miss. Every woman I know.
Why? So I could go to movies by myself?
Every woman I know is too chicken shit to go to see a movie by themselves. Like I know when the wife isn't going to see X movie, I just take it upon myself to see it by myself if I don't have someone to go with. And with her, she wants to see some dumbass chick flick. But she wants to go with me for some reason. I'm like, why? I'm going to hate this.
I've been to see movies by myself all the time, but I don't know why.
Mary went to Aladdin alone. Angus, we didn't go to Aquaman alone.
That sounds quite sad, doesn't it? Actually, when you repeat the sentence in your head, how sad that sounds. I go to movies by myself all the time.
No, I like it. You know, I'm not going to talk to someone during the movie anyway. The second time I went and saw Alita, I was literally the only person in the theater, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
Great.
I just sat right in the middle, dude. I was on my phone. I was like,
yeah, no, it was that way for me with Brightburn. I'm like, this is weird, but yeah, because I was a little bit late, and then I thought I lost my phone, so I went to get the usher, and he had his phone light, and the phone ended up slipping right in between the two seats. But didn't drop on the floor, so that was nice.
About 45 minutes into the movie, I was waiting for an usher to come in because I was just making sure, like, I was thinking the world might have ended outside because I hadn't seen anyone else in so long.
Were you alone in the theater or something?
Yeah, I was the only one there in the theater. Not in the whole in that showing.
Something just been like, woohoo! Well, anyways, yeah, Mary thinks that Hoff would be running around the theater like a maniac, like, I'm free.
That's what happened. It might have security footage.
You know, I'm not.
Nobody under the age of 18 is allowed to see it. So, anyways.
Proper.
Say proper. You were free. Like
proper. I forgot.
It's like being at home.
Just in my underwear. In there.
Oh yeah.
Hey, proper.
Yeah,
I forgot really quick. Along with seeing Aquaman with you, I went to see Mastodon and Coheed with Hoff Solo.
Yes, I am aware of that.
We talk about it all the time.
It was a good night.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I mean, Coheed and Cambria has a good band. And Mastodon also great as well. Yeah, I'm glad you guys had a good time.
Sounds jealous.
No, I would have been jealous if you guys saw System of a Down together at Soundwave.
Oh God, I wish I could.
No, Sonic Temple, I would have been very jealous. But anyway,
I actually did see System of a Down at Sonic Temple, just not with Angus.
I almost saw it with my kid brother, and you know what would have been great? Would have been so great about that is that it would have been the only concert he was willing to go to, only System of a Down. But anyways, let's get back to some of the stories that we're going to talk about. We have a few more to go through. Let's also talk about Michelle Szechuan sauce. I mean, Michelle Rejwan. You might know she is the person who has been assigned to be the senior vice president of live action development and production. And this, when we're talking about live action, all the movies that are going to come after this, which nobody's going to give a shit about anyways. But like things like Mandalorian season 2, if it's good, the first season, and everything live action moving forward. This person who, to her name, has really only done. If we can just real quick go to her IMDb.
She doesn't look real.
She doesn't look real.
Look at that picture.
I know it. I know it sounds. I'm gonna mirror that statement in a way because it's kind of creepy. Every time I see her face, I think of the Heath Ledger's Joker smile.
Just extended a
If
little
you know what I
bit
mean.
further.
She just doesn't. If it is her, her picture has been photoshopped to death.
Okay, Michelle Williams. Who the fuck is that?
Well, while Proper's trying to figure that out, speaking of wide mouths, I find nothing to criticize. I'm only interested in large mouths.
Ew.
Okay.
Well, anyways,
Bass?
all right. So she's been a casting assistant a couple of times on notable projects, but okay. Mostly uncredited. That's cool. And then she's basically been attached to J.J. Abrams for the rest of the time. So like a glorified assistant, kind of like how what somebody mentioned, I forget who, like how Kathleen Kennedy was to Steven Spielberg. So I think it's just very fitting. But
sounds like they're having an affair to me.
Maybe, who knows?
That's what I think. That's what I think.
Really?
That's Hoff's hot scoop right there.
Like all jokes aside, do you honestly think that that's the reason why?
That's possible. Yes.
I can't confirm.
Not
nor
that
deny.
she's just and it's
I'm double downing on it, baby. That's exactly what's going on. No, I have no idea, man.
Fair enough. Fair enough, I guess. I guess I'm looking too much into it.
I don't know. I'm skeptical. I'm pretty much skeptical of everything anyone does involving anything Star Wars right now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, especially when Kathleen Kennedy is assigning somebody to that position. A lot of people don't think that she's even worthy of that. Anything that she assigns or anything that she contributes is a plague to
And then of course,
I
the
will
other thing
say that.
comes to mind as well.
Well, that's what a lot of people have been saying. And a lot of people have been saying, like, it's just another thing, But John Campea even says, like, this is the person who's technically going to be like the Kevin Feige of Lucasfilm. But then again, when are we taking John Campea's words seriously?
All I'm going to say is this, and it was brought up by, I think it was Doomcock and Gary over at Nerdrotic.
Yes. Did you see that lovely Seth MacFarlane tweet, by the way?
She's another J.J. Abrams crony, just like Alex Kurtzman. Alex Kurtzman's... assuming Alex Kurtzman hasn't been fired, which we're all hoping for.
Well,
she is doing basically the same... Alex Kurtzman basically has the exact same job in Star Wars as... I've forgotten her name already. Whoever this new woman is in Star Wars.
That's what I'm calling her. Michelle Szechuan sauce. No, there's a transition. To this.
You've been like you're going.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if she was actually a dude. That wouldn't surprise me. That picture looks photoshopped completely. I'm sorry. This is a bad picture.
Well,
I don't need to be one of those people who attacks someone's looks. I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm saying it's Photoshop. I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm saying it's Photoshop.
I didn't want to say this, but I'm going to just because it feels so weird. I mean, you know how they're always going on about. You know how they're always going on about there's so many white dudes in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
This is yet another pale brunette in Star Wars, both in front of and behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Kathleen, like Gary North said. It's as if Kathleen Kennedy has deliberately been replacing. It's as if Kathleen Kennedy has been trying to put in as many clones of herself into Star Wars as possible.
Yikes.
Though you could argue that there just isn't someone blonde or redheaded running around the office wanting it. Brunette's pretty a common hair color for people.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
So anyways,
Spartan Jeremy
anyone
just
else
attacked
have,
Mrs. Identity.
That's fine. I'm Hispanic.
not to mention this Mary as well.
Yeah, I'm Mary.
It's just,
How
it's
dare you.
just so weird.
Mm-hmm.
We are a common species.
And F you too, because come on. So what do you all think about the we've all probably heard of this by now, the Avengers Endgame being re-released? Because
I think
it's not okay. It's not okay that Avatar has the top spot now. No, we have to take by any means necessary to claim that top spot, to be in the top of the totem pole, if you will. So, what do you all think of this whole idea of that? Most of it is going to be at the end. It's just all going to be, as far as I'm concerned, what Kevin Feige has said. He said it's going to be new footage, basically like an extended end credit scene. So it's just going to be Endgame, but like new shit at the end. So if you're going to pay all that money, just come in 3 hours after the start time and you'll get everything, I guess. That's what it seems like, but I could be very wrong. They could be implementing the deleted scenes. But anyways, what do y'all think about that? Do you think it's gonna? This is it. It's gonna claim the top spot.
I don't know why they think it will count.
It will.
I don't think it will. I think that's cheating.
No, it's gonna count. But facts don't care about your feelings. It counts. It counts. Well, Avatar cheated. Avatar cheated because they didn't offer 2D screenings. From what I remember, I don't remember ever getting that option. So
I think Avatar was released a second time too later on as well.
Yeah, and it's going to be released a third time. So even if Endgame does top it,
then
what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Then who cares?
Again, and it's not even going to matter.
I'll go ahead, Angus.
You know, I get really annoyed with all the group think about Avatar and Fandoms, which is like, the Blue People movie, why'd it make money? Especially Odin. It gets really fucking annoying, in my opinion. And they cry about the goddamn plot being Pocahontas or Dance with the Wolves copycat. Dude, Star Wars copied all of humanity's hero journeys story. So, like, what are you talking about? You know, like, you know, it's so idiotic that people cry about it. It's a simple story to start a series, and James Cameron is taking his sweet time because he wants to give you something good. You know, and yeah, I'm a fan of Avatar. I loved Endgame. I saw Endgame twice. I'll own it, but for me, it's the end of MCU as far as caring about it all.
Even with Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Fuck MCU Spider-Man. He's awful. But yeah, like I just find it so desperate that, you know, everyone's like, oh, it's a $3 billion movie layup. It's so easy. And now it's taken this bullshit in credit extension for them to try to beat Avatar. And I think that just shows you that, like, the stay power of that film with its legacy of being at the top. Yes, it had a second run for, like, I think 33 million. But yeah, that's just it. It made another 33 million. If Endgame crosses that and then it gets maybe close to 3 billion, it's like, I think you got to count that asterisk. Like, yeah, they had to add all new shit to this movie just to beat it, you know?
No, that's a very good point. You know, it does seem like a desperate move to finally get up there. Spartan, Hoff, Miss, whoever wants to go and take this up.
I think it's very blatant. It's very obvious what they're doing. Of course, that's what they're trying to do, but they're all about numbers anyway, right? That's what I think. But I will say I'm also actually I'm a fan of Avatar myself, not like a huge fan, but I think I enjoyed it more than most people and see past a lot of flaws. I just enjoy that movie. I think it's fun. That being said, I do love the MCU, and I wouldn't be disappointed to see Endgame on top. And if the demand is there, I'm ready for that to happen.
All right. And Barton?
I mean, Avatar came out ages ago. I mean, I remember liking it for what it was, but I honestly couldn't remember anything about it. If you asked me to sort of name details, this comment might not be a fan favorite, but I liked Infinity. I liked Infinity War, but I saw it had major problems. I had, Gary talks about smelling bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of how I felt about Infinity War. So when I saw Endgame and what it had, I was actually quite turned off by it. So I don't really. I mean, it's a business. They're gonna do whatever they can to make as much money as possible. But really, I couldn't care less.
Same.
I don't care about either movie.
Same.
You're talking about the fan edit, right? You mentioned that?
No, I'm talking about the actual Endgame proper theater cut.
Oh, I must have.
I did not care for Endgame at all. And Avatar was so long ago, I barely remember anything about it. So whoever comes out on top, I don't give a crap.
I'm going to be honest. I only got to see Endgame once, and I wasn't like huge into it, but I did want to see it again, and I didn't get a chance to. So I don't even know. It might still be playing for all I know, but at least I know I'll get to see it again and get some extra stuff, along with it, rather than just paying and just seeing the same movie again. So that's nice for me. It's in my wheelhouse.
What'll be funny is if what we get is the Captain Marvel extra footage edit.
Oh, I'd be done. I'd be out. I'd leave. I'd stand up, throw my popcorn at the screen, and then leave.
I'm not going to fight your war, Thanos. I'm going to end it.
You should get your money back as well. Fight for the money back.
Well, what they say in the article, there's not even that much extra. It's just a deleted scene, a tribute. What would that be to the cast or to Stan Lee?
Probably Stan Lee.
And some extra surprises for fans. Who knows what that is? That's vague.
Like an actual end credit scene?
I'd like to see a montage. Yeah, they just throw the Han and Chewie shower scene in there randomly somewhere.
Well, it's extra.
I will say one thing though.
It's a surprise.
Speaking of Endgame, have either of you heard of this defeminized fan edit called it's considered the anti-cheese cut, aka straight white male edition?
Well, while we're talking about that, I will admit I would actually want to see the quote-unquote original cut with Captain Marvel in it all the way. I would want to watch that just to see how bad it actually is.
No thanks. I'm not a masochist.
In the original one, it did not have Tony. Even in just like this year, Tony was not going to say I am Iron Man. He wasn't going to do that. He wasn't going to say. He was just going to be like, and that's it, without saying the line. So they had to like reshoot all of that. So I'm sorry, but that ending made it for me. It's like perfect. So that's okay. We can disagree, and that's totally fine. But this is what I'm going to show you. Don't really see a picture, but some guy on Reddit just posted all the changes that were made to this anti-cheese cut. First off, all right, I'm going to share this just so everybody can view it in all of its glory. It says first off,
Bitch.
Avengers Endgame defeminized fan edit aka anti-cheese cut, aka straight white male edition Endgame, but shorter, no feminism, no gay less boring filler, less sniffing its own farts, no constant quips, and other small changes. Wow. Small changes. Jesus.
It's only an hour and 25 minutes.
25
Damn.
minutes.
So that's
They
basically,
really
that's
made
basically
more
what
of
half the
this.
movie.
Yeah.
Image
Less than
rather
half the movie.
for a cam, audio great. Okay, so they recorded it. All right, whatever. Absolutely. Okay, this is the first thing. Absolutely no Brie Larson. None at all. Neither in the beginning nor in the finale. Hence anti-cheese. Get it? Okay. Yeah. Funny. Speaking of quips, most quips edited out to give more consistent, serious tone. Fortnite dab, America's ass, empty gauntlet snap, etc.
They can't take out America's ass, man. That's
No,
they
the
should've
empty
left that.
gauntlet
Seriously, all
snap.
these jokes
Come on,
were
the
perfect.
anti-gauntlet snap was good. That was good. But go ahead, Angus.
Oh yeah, I was just saying, like, I don't recall the dab, but every other joke, I didn't think the empty gauntlet was a joke, but every other joke was like, this fits for the universe, even with
Yeah,
the
like
serious tone.
defeminized. How is that not like? Do you want a serious film? Like that's boring. You know, that's not an MCU film.
I think the Hulk did the dab in that scene with the kids.
Oh, it said you even noticed that.
Oh yeah, well he was doing it for kids, so yeah.
To be honest, that's like an old man trying to be cool in front of his grandkids.
That's true, very true. The Stan Lee themed Marvel intro from Captain Marvel. Okay, so he's stealing something from Captain Marvel. He admits it, but that was a great cameo. Not cameo, a great tribute. For sure. And that was a great cameo in Captain Marvel, too. But this should obviously have been the movie to have it in the first place. Well, I mean, okay, I guess. Whatever. No Hawkeye training his daughter. I have a huge problem with this. Young women should learn skills to become good wives and mothers and leave them fighting to men. Wow.
Love it.
Wow.
Love it.
So apparently this guy seems like a troll.
Yeah.
That reminds me of that John Mayer song.
This is something that
The only problem.
I guess, I'll be honest, no offense. I imagine you putting an edit with this, just like to put this light. I don't know, this seems like a kind of sense of humor when, like obviously we can't have that as a joke.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine you actually going through this and editing it, but it seems like something that you would joke about. So the fact that somebody actually went and did this, like, what the fuck?
I love it.
He says more like stuff like that. I've read this, so he says more women.
He says worse things than this. But
Yeah.
I don't think
no
it's
women
bad.
lead. No women leadership conference. No gay support group talk.
I don't remember that scene.
No.
There was
so
a
when-
similar scene.
It was so
when
menial,
Captain-
like you could have missed it.
yeah,
Oh,
when Captain
okay.
fucking- yeah.
I took it the wrong way. I thought it meant like gay support, not like gay was the adjective to support group. I was thinking it was like gay, like there was a group of gay people supporting it. Never mind. I took it the wrong way. It was my mistake.
Maybe they worded that on purpose. Moping dialogue filler in first act severely reduced. Time travel happens after 30 minutes. Okay. Any science babble that isn't necessary to understand the story is gone. Nothing takes you out of a movie quite like pseudoscience. Tony doesn't ask his wife's permission to save the universe.
See, it's funny because I know a lot of people took. Breathe.
That is the best one. That's the best one.
It's okay, Proper.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying, I know a lot of people actually had like a real problem with that. It's like Tony asked his wife. It's like, well, yeah, because he could undo having a family in the first place. Like, I thought that was legitimate. Like, hey, I think I can do this, but I might not come back, or I might totally screw up what we got. It wasn't like he wasn't going to not do it, but he was just hoping. To me, it was kind of like Jesus in the cup in the garden, where he's like, "Please, Father, if it's your will, let me not drink this cup." He was going to do it anyway. He knows why he's there. He knows what he's going to do. It was just kind of
right.
If anyone could, maybe convince me not to do it, it might be my wife. He was just hoping she might say no.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously don't agree with this, but this is like, I mean, with this whole thing, with this like whole concept, this is like so ridiculous. But
what if she said no, and then there's a scene of Tony going back to the Avengers and saying, "Sorry, guys, wife says I got to stay in today."
Yeah, I gotta paint the
chores.
garage.
Yeah, I gotta paint the garage. Got a lot of chores to do. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
can't
gotta
save
mow the
the
lawn.
world today, guys.
That's one of the other 14 million realities. Or what exactly would Doctor Strange do then? There's a theory that he was lying.
No, I personally love this troll because it's meant to trigger all the SJWs. But no, like I was commenting on the actual criticism it got for this, not this little plot edit.
Right.
Well,
anyways, I'm going to continue on, and then before it's too late, there's a few different changes, and then
I love how he justifies the next one.
A female sorceress gets scared of Hulk and just gives him the stone. Their talk with a giant plot hole anyway. No Nebula Wi-Fi. She gets kidnapped and they read her memory. Okay, cool. Tony doesn't meet his dad.
I would like to comment on that. I would like to comment on that. If they'd actually kidnapped Nebula, that would have actually made the would have made the scene of her being captured in Infinity War feel like a foreshadowing moment.
Right.
Okay.
Indeed. And then Tony doesn't meet his dad or Thor his mom. It's pointless. No Thor being told he can't wield the gauntlet. Hulk just says he will do it. Okay. Thor's whining reboot. Sadly, he's unsalvageable in general. He's unsalvageable in general, but I did the best to make him more dignified. Yeah, because he's fat Thor. Okay, cool. Black Panther isn't the first revived Avenger to arrive and gets a bit less time. He's really not that important. No Wakanda.
Yes, I love that.
Ape chant, I think, is what he's putting.
What?
I think that says ape chant.
Oh, okay. So what was it, like Tarzan? I wasn't paying attention.
No. Okay. Proper. You're so detached from racist humor. He means like they're monkeys.
Oh, okay. That. Oh, yeah. Well, that is very racist.
Here, Angus.
Hey, I pointed it out.
No. I read it as like, is that? I've never seen that word. Appetite.
That's what I thought as.
It's a good thing I'm not detached from racist humor.
No, but I laugh too because a black person, really hate the Black Panther movie. It totally detracts from his good start in Civil War. And there's a lot of, in my opinion as a black guy, there's a lot of phony MCU fans that are just Black Panther fans because he's black.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people just saying, like, didn't Jeff even from World Class were just like, Wakanda isn't real.
Yeah. Well, also, Also, I went to the theater in Columbus at the end. I didn't realize it was Black History Month because I don't partake of that. I don't care.
Yeah.
And so I was totally unaware of when they released it to pander, but it was like the theater I went to in North Columbus was full of Black people, and none of them stayed for the end credits. So like they don't care about the MCU. They just wanted to see Black Panther because this is our hero because he's Black, and it's like what? Like,
Well, in that case, I'm not allowed to like Blade.
yeah, like
Do you
I
know
never
there was-
thought
Right.
of Blade as a Black guy. I just liked him because he's a vampire that kills vampires. You know, it's cool.
I guess there are people online, like white people, who are saying, like, I'm not going to go see Black Panther opening weekend because I don't want to take a seat from a Black person. That's something I never even thought about.
No,
Right.
no sane person would say something so stupid.
Speaking of sane people, women in final battle severely reduced. No. They should be at home taking care of their kids. In particular, Pepper has no business being there. Does she want her daughter to become an orphan? Ooh.
It's a good argument.
Wanda's final battle scene is gone, made everyone else look useless. No Quill getting kicked in his balls for no reason. No Tony dying in Pepper's arms. She isn't there. What the
What?
Jeez. She isn't there because Pepper has no business being there.
If there's one thing I can defend in that movie, even though I didn't like it,
Valkyrie barely in it, doesn't become queen. Less kitten psychology, e.g., she knows they all do. Many little fixes, timings, restored parts and cuts of unnecessary stuff. They said it's not perfect. Final battle has less cuts because action is fun to watch, and the whole point of the movie. Subscribe to PewDiePie. Wow, that's how we end it. Is subscribe to PewDiePie.
Yeah. I thought that really sold it when I read that.
Yeah, that sold it. Wow.
He's a
You know
troll.
what? Proper. They're going to everyone that hates this is going to read it and be like, he's a white supremacist.
The person who did that was a troll, absolutely just a troll. And I think the funniest thing about this is the articles of people just pissed off about this. I think that's the funniest thing about this, how angry they are that someone did this. This is
It's
laughable.
hilarious. It's hilarious.
It's laughable. This guy, what he did was funny. It wasn't like no one's gonna watch it. No one's like maybe 3 or 4 people by what I've seen have downloaded it.
Hey, it's only an hour and 25. I might check it out.
Why not?
It's a troll, and them being so angry about it is the exact response the guy wanted.
Right.
So good job.
Michael Brent said, I heard that there is a Disney villain TV series in the works on Disney Plus, and it better be at the level of Game of Thrones and Underworld the movie, and the Underworld movie. Hopefully, it's not Game of Thrones level. Season 8. He said, I heard that Ant-Man and Captain Planet were also getting live action. I've never heard Captain Planet. No.
I've heard
I don't
Cat
know.
Planet, couldn't tell you anything about Cat
I'm
Planet.
just reading with the chat. All right. And there were a couple others. Mary is offended. Good. But she says, I can. Mara said, I can hear the blood vessels of feminists and SJWs popping right now. Okay, it did say popping. Yes. Mary Graham said, taking this seriously is for people who have only first world issues. Get a grip, you crybabies. Indeed, get a effing grip. And if you haven't already, go hit that like button. And I don't see any dislikes, so go ahead.
You said it, so.
My feelings
There
will
you
not
go.
be
You
hurt.
said
Never
it.
say it. You know?
Oh darn. That's all right. But anyways, moving on here. Speaking of, let's see, where are we going to go to next? We're going to talk. I'm going to go back to the Szechuan sauce, lady.
There
but
goes
it's
the
not
dislike
coming out-
button.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, whatever. But anyways, since I did talk about Szechuan sauce earlier, I think it would be very appropriate to show this article that was very telling of the people behind Rick and Morty. For those of you who don't know, it's a very popular cartoon, television series. Rick and Morty creators defend the final season of Game of Thrones, and it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And let's go into the details of this. And I'd like to get everybody's thoughts in the chat. Lethal Lightning is here. Hi. What did he say? I'm a simple man. I work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I read comics, play video games, and collect Brie Larson images. Yes, we know. And Pop Culture PB says, I only troll Jenny's. Well, you're going to have to find another Jenny in a couple weeks. Anyways, let's talk about this bullshit. So the final season of Game of Thrones received a perhaps unprecedented level of fandom criticism for the otherwise acclaimed HBO fantasy sensation, but the minds behind another otherworldly hit have a rather positive take. Rick and Morty, Dan Harmon, and Justin Roiland now offered their assessment of Game of Thrones. Harmon says, I was afraid to watch it for a while because I didn't want it to end. I wanted to keep the soap opera in my life, but I knew it had to end, and I was as satisfied as I possibly could be while watching a staple in my life wrap up and all the characters taking each other out. Cool. He also says, as a showrunner, I was amazed at the amount they were able to accomplish, especially given the meta-reality of having run out of books to adapt. Watching The Hound Find the Mountain on the stairs, I was like, this is all great, man. This is all great, man. I was aware of the disappointment factor with Danny, with her dark turn. I'm not going to say fans are too cynical and ungrateful, but I guess I did just that. Well, thank you. Thank you, Dan Harmon. You piece of work, asshole.
All I'm going to say is,
give me
I'll have a comment when you finish
this. I will finish this and what Justin Roiland had to say. And then I'll get to your thoughts. Roiland said, I echo all of Dan's sentiments, all of it. I'm ashamed of you, Justin. About the show. Structurally, I think it was great. I just selfishly wanted more episodes. I selfishly wanted more episodes. You know what? A lot of people wanted more episodes because they wanted more details, more greater explanation. They wanted more of a build-up. But that's just me. I wanted to get to those plot points at a slower pace. Yes, with more 30-minute walkings and, just pointlessness. I didn't want it to end either. I wished it was stepped out over 3 more seasons or 3 or 4 improper 3 or 4 more episodes. There's not going to be another show that big. I shouldn't say that because there's always something potentially looming around the corner. But that show was a phenomenon. It was insanely big. Yada yada yada. They're fucking awesome guys. Yeah, but they still fucked up. So, anyways, that's just me. What were your thoughts on all of that, especially with Dan Harmon saying that, well, I'm not going to say fans are too cynical and ungrateful, but, like, come on. I don't know. Any thoughts on this? Do I need to say anything? Spartan, you can go first.
I will say that Dan Harmon has a terrible sense in judgment anyway, because his idea of a deep, meaningful show is apparently raping kids in the middle of the night. So he can fuck off.
What?
What?
I didn't hear about it firsthand, but I think it was one of Ethan's videos months ago. Dan Harmon actually.
Well, go ahead.
Dan Harmon actually pitched a show at one point after well, I probably shouldn't say after, but while he was working on Rick and Morty, and the whole the grand great premise of this show, the footage that he used to pitch it was basically, well, actually, he used himself in this. His footage involved a creep entering a child's room in the middle of the night and basically pulling his trousers down as he stared over the child's bed. So my opinion of him is exceptionally low.
Oh, okay.
That was the whole cartoon?
Yeah, I have some questions on that. You might have to elaborate a little bit. I thought you meant like real live accusations.
Oh no, it was live action. It was a
No,
a baby doll
real
they
life
used? Oh.
accusations, not live action. No. Okay, well, we're gonna move on from that. I'm gonna see what the chat has to say about that. Snowdub is calling us all bigots.
Bigots a symbol.
Shout out to Snowdub. Snowdub, you're gonna be my co-host for the proper Jeremy name, reclaimant, if you will. You are going to be on that panel for sure. Yes, the Senate says, what did the stream come to? I don't know. We're talking about whatever at this point. Yeah, I think we're just gonna just get to the last couple of topics, and then we're gonna close it out. First and foremost, there's two more stories that are somewhat related. First off, we're going to talk, going back to Star Wars. We have this report from ABC News that Keri Russell said that J.J. Abrams' new Star Wars script made her cry, much like Colin Trevorrow's script made Daisy Ridley cry. Now, Keri Russell, it's your turn to cry. When she said a couple of interesting things. First off, she said, when I read his script that he wrote, I cried. I mean, who knows what it will turn out to be, and I hope it remains true to what he originally wanted. And he says, she also says, he's not trying to change it to be something else. He really respects what it is. And this is Russell said that Abrams is the right person to finish the saga because he cares, and that was her response. Calls the character badass and says, this is my dream job. I can see everyone else. No one can see me. Hello, amazing. Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, she had such great memories of that. And she had a good time. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have much faith in episode 9? Yes, it's a yes or no.
No. No.
Okay,
really,
cool.
no.
None,
No?
actually. Zero.
None.
Nada.
None whatsoever.
All right. Cool.
I wish it wasn't happening. I just wish it was over. It feels like a bad dream, and I hate it all.
Has it not been a common theme that somebody cries when they go see what's going on with the next Star Wars film? It just keeps happening.
At this point, it's going to be the one guy who cried over the Rise of Skywalker trailer.
Eric Butts.
Yeah.
The Butts guy.
Yeah.
Eric Butts. Eric Butts.
The Eric Butts. No, we're not going to make fun. You know, we're not going to make fun of him for liking.
Yeah. Leave
I
him
make fun
alone.
for liking it. I make fun of him.
Jedi, you know, but
I just think he has a funny name, and Nothing you can do about that.
He has a very unfortunate name, but that's okay. He got retweeted by Mark Hamill, and it's all good. But speaking of the Rise of Skywalker and J.J. Abrams, this is the last story in this week in bullshit. This is after Marvel Entertainment. Do you guys remember this image with that 4 with the spider web? And that was the first thing that you saw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm just gonna see if I can get that image real quick. It seemed very apparent that we were going to get something in regards to, especially because they started with 4. Something that was very prevalent in all of the previous Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. We thought for a split second that we would be getting a 4th Spider-Man movie or something. And let me see if I can actually pull that up because this was quite telling, if I'm honest. Is this okay? This is media.
I have no idea what we're talking about right now.
Okay, so let me just see if I can get it up first because poor choice of words.
Fraser?
But yeah, I'm trying to see trying to get the exact one up. But basically, short story is people thought it was like a countdown, 4 days until this. But they had the web of Spider-Man 4, thinking that, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man is going to get like a sequel or something like that. Very close to it. But yeah, it was, but apparently it just turns out that J.J. Abrams, I'm going to show this to you real quick. Just turns out that this potential Sam Raimi Spider-Man film is not meant to be. But no, it is simply just the secret's out this September. J.J. Abrams and his brother, son, or whatever. Oh my God, it is his son. He even has the glasses. Oh dear Lord.
He looks even more smug than JJ.
Many.
Yeah, team up with this person for a Spider-Man miniseries featuring a deadly new villain. Okay, so yay, cool.
That's the thing. That's the thing about J.J. Abrams.
This isn't Spider-Man 4. They just a lot of Tobey Maguire movies is just like reality is often disappointing. Reality can be whatever I want. I want Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire's crying. What about Spider-Man 4? Did you give it a chance? Like, shut up. Meh. Yeah, just people are just like, what did you expect? It's just even Tony's just like, ugh. Like, oh, that is it. Yeah.
He did the same thing with Cloverfield.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what he does.
Cloverfield.
Hmm?
All right, but I mean, come on. Who? Okay, I finally found it. Finally found the tweet. So this is what they said on the whatever the fuck it was. So yeah, you tweet this. You tweet this out of what seems to be nowhere. What the hell? You don't go with 5. You just go with 4. Like, come on. Like, this is extraordinarily misleading.
Maybe he's teaming up with the Fantastic Four.
No, I just told you what it was. It's this.
Oh, that's exactly what it's related to? I didn't know they were directly related.
Yes.
I thought maybe it was 2 different things.
This is yes. So they said, okay.
Yeah, it's a freaking countdown.
Okay, I see what's going on now. I was tricked. I was bamboozled there.
That's just what J.J. Abrams does. J.J. Abrams throws you off to get you excited about something when it's really something else, and he thinks that's intelligent and really fascinating thing to do when it's really just him being an ass like he usually is.
Well, let's just.
I'm going to go.
Let's just do this. Let's just watch this real quick, and then I think we'll close out with the comments. Your guys' comments and the comments in the
in the chat below. By the way, chat, thank you all so much for sticking around. Make sure you hit that like button before you leave, and thank you for sticking around. This has been This Week in Bullshit, and we're going to close it out with this piece of shit thing. Here we go. So it did clearly start with 4, very misleading, and yeah, we'll just watch this. Boo!
Yeah.
I'm JJ. I'm Henry. Henry's very nervous. I am so nervous right now. Here's the thing. We have.
Oh my God! They're like, this is like his clone of when he was like 12. What the? Okay. Yeah. Carry on.
Written a Spider-Man comic book. It's coming out in September. It's a limited series. Sarah Pichelli, the wonderful artist, is working on this with us. She's a genius. It's incredible. And we're really excited. There's a crazy new villain named Cadaverous that we can't wait for you to meet. But in September, Marvel, been talking to them for a long time about this, so very excited to be doing it, and especially to be doing it with this gentleman. It's just so exciting. I can't believe it's happening. Yeah, thank you so much. I don't know why I thanked them. Well, because they're great. They're great. You're great. See you soon. Bye.
Wait. He's just like, wait. I don't know why I'm thanking you. It's like,
So weird. That's so weird.
yeah, that was really bizarre. Like, did you?
It's like the same person.
Yeah, just like.
Can't believe it's happening.
You know what this is J.J. Abrams.
No,
way to
let's
get-
let's just real quick. Let's just what he said that just kind of struck out as kind of bizarre, and then go ahead.
Doing it with this gentleman. It's just so exciting. I can't believe it's happening. Yeah, thank you so much. I don't know why I thanked them. Well, because they're great. They're great. You're great. See you soon. Bye.
I have no idea why I thanked them. Okay, cool. I guess.
So weird.
This just strikes me as kind of odd because
They couldn't have done a second take.
well, no, it's just like, would you? Well, hold on a second. Like, would you?
Not wanted to have thanked them otherwise? Like, who's them? Is that us? Is that the consumer? I don't know why I thanked you guys. You're only what pay the bills.
Illuminati is what he meant.
You
And then he had
guys happen. It's not like you continue to support us and make us money, because it's not like it's you that makes this happen. No, without your support, of course not. No. It only matters who actually makes it happen. You guys don't make it happen. Your opinion doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. But that's how I interpret it, and it's kind of foolish and
Wow.
stupid.
I'm loving it. Proper Jeremy is woke to the
I-
Communist agenda. I love it.
I interpret it as Illuminati were standing right off camera, and then he almost mentioned them and then went back on it because they're the one who's giving them these gigs here.
You know what I'm
The
saying.
Illuminati, man. You know what I'm saying.
I've never liked J.J. Abrams, so of course his offspring is exactly like him.
Yeah, if
I'm going to say that I'm not surprised by this in the slightest. We know JJ is trying to get his claws into everything. What's this? What's this now? It's Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel Comics, Spider-Man.
Right.
He's trying to get his fingers into everything so he can make as much money as possible before he finally gets kicked out of the industry.
And he hasn't
No,
learned
and then he's going to use
anything.
his son when he gets kicked out. He's going to use his
Yeah.
son. He's putting that foot in the
Mhm.
door right now.
But
I-
this I'm gonna pull an Ethan on this.
Mhm.
I'm going to say that this says a lot about the state of the comic book industry, that they have to come out with another mini-series for... I'm not entirely sure how popular Spider-Man is, but they have to come out with another... It's not even a full series, it's a mini-series. And they've tagged J.J. Abrams onto it because his name is known in everything. I think it stinks of desperation on behalf of the comic book industry.
Yeah, I didn't think of that, Spartan. That's very apt. What I was gonna say is, I don't know why anyone would buy into this, why they'd be excited. I don't know if any of y'all know Stan Lee. I think people. Right when he died, it was part of the whole shit fest of all the SJWs crapping on him, being like he's transphobic and this and that, is because he had it like written into like Spider-Man law, essentially. Like Peter Parker's always going to be a straight white male. You can't fuck with his character like legally. So everyone attacked him for that. But JJ, when he was talking about Star Wars, I don't know if it was during The Force Awakens or what, but he said like, there's all these fucking white males, and we got an opportunity to change that now and stuff like that. That's his agenda. And this fucker is getting Spider-Man, and hugely iconic, probably the most iconic worldwide white male character in fantasy fiction. Because everyone, wants to be Spider-Man. Everyone wants to crawl on the walls. It has nothing to do with them being white. But when you have someone with that sentiment getting this character, I don't expect anything good. I expect them to put some white guilt in there at some point. Like, however bad the villain is, well, Spider-Man's a white guy, so he's systematically oppressing the villain somehow for existing. Expect something like that. Like this, expect something just as hateful as if, like, to the guy who writes New Black Panther to Coates, whatever his name is,
Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yeah, expect it just to maybe a little more subtle because he's aware, especially being in Star Wars. But expect something just as awful. I told Red Gaze, because he's in Comics Gay with me, real hard. I was like, dude, I hope this sells astronomically. I hope it sells 1 million copies, issue 1, and then issue 2 plummets to like 5,000. They just like shove this under the rug. So like, wow,
that's what happens a lot.
That's what
I have an idea of what's going to happen. What JJ is going to do, he's going to have Peter Parker turn into Venom, and Uncle Ben is still alive, and so it's Peter Parker as Venom who kills Uncle Ben and then throws him off the Empire State Building.
Mystery box.
Yes, the mystery box method of filmmaking. Just like, why does Spider-Man kill his own father figure? Not his own father, his own uncle. That meant so much to him, in that way. It's that's what I imagine happening. Uncle Ben getting killed again, except by Venom.
I mean, speaking of the declining state of the comic book industry, they have to actually put a famous movie director's name on a book in order to sell it.
Yeah.
And what are they doing? Writing? Is that just what they're doing? I know they said they had an artist, but are they just writing this? Because I'm pretty sure they don't draw or anything. I've never seen any of their art.
They're co-writers.
But yeah, they have to put J.J. Abrams' name on a comic book now to sell any, because there are no comic book stars hardly anymore. You know what I mean? In the Marvel or DC, really. Like there's Tom King for DC, and then Chip Zdarsky does Spider-Man, as far as I know. Still, I haven't really been in the comic game for about a year or two. But
the other thing, building off of Spartan, talking about desperation, this says a lot about the state of his son to me, at least off the bat. That he has no faith in his son actually making it, so he has to prop him up and wrangle some deal with like a huge iconic character. Probably wrote the whole story himself, but he's like, "Hey, son, I'll tie your name to it." Kind of like Ben Affleck with Good Will Hunting.
I guarantee his son came up with that new villain he was talking about.
JJ's like, that sounds retarded, but okay, fine. I'll just write everything else and make it make sense.
Yeah, even that somehow makes sense. J.J. Abrams has never made sense in his entire life.
He's a good producer.
Well, I wouldn't agree with that at all, Miss. He definitely makes sense when he wants to. He's very great at the beginning of a sentence, but not.
He's okay with the beginning of sentences, not so much towards the ends of them, though.
Well, I think that, and then anything after that is,
No, I don't know why he's famous. He can put together something visually really nice, but he can't connect those scenes together. He doesn't know how to do that.
He did a very great job with Super 8. I don't know what you're talking about there.
Wait, Miss, so you're saying you're not a JJ Trek fan?
No, his Trek was awful.
No,
Yeah, I
he,
was about to say.
he obviously knew. We all knew.
All I'm saying is that we're the ones who gave him the moniker Jar Jar Abrams.
I had nothing to do with that. That was all you.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Star Trek fans because we remember the insults of J.J. Abrams very well.
Yeah, he screwed up his Star Wars timeline. Star Trek timeline is awful. I hate him.
Well, good to know that he screwed up Star Trek more than he did Star Wars. Anyways, that being said, I'm going to close it out here. Thank you for everybody in the chat for coming here. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And I'm going to start out with the giggling buffoon, Black Angus. Yes, Mary, it is okay to link everyone to Mecha stream right after this. Go ahead and check her out right after. But Angus, you want to close out?
Sure. I got a new job, so I'll have a better schedule. Not broken in two parts of the week, but it'll possibly limit my coverage a bit, or I'll be like catching up. So expect at least me getting settled this first month. The output being lesser. But with that being said, I got a interesting video coming out concerning Raylo, and I think it'll be the most hard-hitting coverage and speculation you've ever seen thus far. And be sure to tweet it out once it's complete. I've read it to a few friends in the Phantom Menace. The first page of the script, they're like, "Wow, that's going to be something right there." And I love the intro I got already on my phone. It's ready to go once I record it. So, yeah, this is going to be fun. I expect a lot of shrieking from Twitter if it gets bigger. If Still Saunders sees it, that'll be great.
All right, then. I look forward to that. And I'm sure everyone else is as well. And go subscribe to Black Angus Reviews. He just hit, I think it was like 1,200 subs. So, yeah, let's make it 1,250. I think we can do it. But yeah, congratulations, man. Seriously, it's awesome. And of course, going down the line here, Hoff Solo, go ahead and plug your channel. My other fellow Ohioan.
That's right. I'm in Ohio right now. You're not. Are you in Ohio? I think I asked you earlier. Are you in? You're not in Ohio, right? You're like on the other somewhere else.
Right.
Anyways, yeah, I'm in Ohio, but yeah, fellow Ohioans. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Midwest, baby. But anyways, yeah, Hoff Solo. Check out my channel. We got a new show with It's a Vase Productions we're doing on Wednesdays, most likely. It's a lot of fun. We did our first episode. Check that out. Check out my podcast. That's about it. Thanks for having me, Proper, and it's great to talk to the panel here, as always. And nice to meet Spark, Jeremy.
No, it's nice to meet you as well.
Yeah. Miss.
What?
You just had a video, didn't you?
Yeah, I just did a video. I did a video on Finn and how his character was completely wasted, which is J.J. Abrams' fault, I must add.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing he did wrong. J.J. Abrams sucks. Anyway, I'm Miss Sarcastic Nerd. You can call me Miss. I have a video. You can go watch it. Go to my channel. I'm pretty awesome. I also have a Twitter. It's at Miss Sarcastic Nerd. I'm friends with Proper. Proper's pretty cool. You should subscribe to Proper and like his video and subscribe to all these other people. I'm just saying that because I'm pretty cool.
You're all right. Spartan.
And I'm out.
Nah.
All right. Bye.
Bye. I think I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
Oh, she is gone. Okay. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me be here. Fucking hell. Obviously, I missed last week because I had to go and deal with something. I would love to be here more often, and I will try not to ruin the live streams. because I'm a British asshole, and we kind of do that from time to time. Usually you can find me on the Council of Jeremy's because proper Jenny needs support as much as she can get.
Not on the next one. It's going to be back. Not going to be Jenny anymore. So
In that case, everyone unsubscribe.
No.
petition...
I just hit son of a bitch. Don't take this away from me now. Anyways, thank you all so much, and thank you for tuning in the live stream, and have a great day.